This is my late grandfather's 1993 Fleetwood Brougham. It was apparently parked up around 2016, give or take, for a battery drain issue that was never fixed, despite many attempts by the local Cadillac dealership. Since my grandfather's passing in 2021, it's now been sitting maybe up to 10 years as far as anyone can guess, maybe even more. It's got a 350 small block in it, making a leisurely 185 horsepower, although a nice 304 foot-pounds of torque, which gives us a tow rating of up to 7,000 pounds. On a sedan. So forget a truck. Once I get her up and running, I can use this thing to tow around project cars. It's dusty, it's dirty, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I've never touched a car like this that's been sitting off the road for years before. So earlier this morning, I packed up my little Camry that could, full of tools and new parts, and made my way 2.5 hours north here to my grandparents' old house in northern Ohio, where I'm now determined to get this old, rear-wheel drive, body-unframed boat of a Cadillac back on the road. Let's get into it. The first step was to expertly change out the battery.
We're gonna edit that out.
No, we're not.
Unbelievable. Absolute novice.
The absolute novice then continued to connect the battery to the appropriate terminals, and we got our first signs of life.
Signs of life! We've got lights. We've got life!
It was so encouraging seeing this lit up after so many years. Now, I figured the basic electronics would probably work, but there's just something about seeing things light up in a car that has sat dormant for so many years that gave me hope that this thing might actually run.
What is that? Is that the fuel pump? Oh. Alright. Do we have radio? Oh, we got a power antenna. The power antenna works. Oh my god.
The radio works, but I don't feel like getting a copyright strike.
We have signs of life. That's fantastic. Let's move on to pulling the spark plugs.
And then I learned where they're at on a small block.
How on earth am I supposed to be able to reach those spark plugs? How on earth?
You can tell that I have not worked on a small block before. I then jacked up the front of the car to get more access underneath, took off the front tire, and received a much-needed shop rag.
Free shop rag. Oh, how the f*** is that supposed to work?
Overall, it took me like over 3 hours to remove all 8 spark plugs. This is my first time working on a small block, and the awkward position of those plugs was something I was not used to. However, I was eventually victorious with removing all of them, and this is what they looked like. Now, I'm really kicking myself for not getting better footage of these things, but here are some still frames of what they look like after I pulled them out. According to some charts I found online, I think these are actually fine. They just clearly have a lot of corrosion around the base, and it was probably time to replace these anyway, as I doubt these have ever been replaced in the lifetime of the car. They definitely don't look like it. I then wanted to use some fogging oil for men and spray it into each cylinder to be prudent and lubricate things after sitting for so long, but ultimately the access with the little bendy spray nozzle proved way too difficult, so I decided to see if it would simply turn over by hand.
Ow.
I put a socket down on the crankshaft bolt and decided to just go for it.
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Probably the first time this engine has rotated in who knows how many years. This is fantastic.
With the engine turning freely, it was now time to put in the new spark plugs. Here's the very sharp contrast between the very old corroded spark plug and the nice shiny new spark plug. We're putting in some NGKs, the good stuff. Putting the spark plugs in was a lot easier than taking them out, I can tell you that. It took me probably about an hour overall, although at one point I did end up dropping one of the spark plugs on the floor.
Oh! No.
Fortunately, it landed on some thick cardboard that I had already put underneath the car, so I don't think I damaged it in any way. But after about an hour or so, I had gotten all the spark plugs back in, and I was ready to call it a night.
There we go. All 8 spark plugs changed. So it has been almost 2 weeks since we last left off. To you, it's been 1 second in the video through the magic of video editing, but for me, it's been almost 2 weeks. The front of the car is still up on jack stands. I've got a propane shop heater. I've got new shop lighting, a very bright screw-in fixture for the ceiling light that I all got from the Wally World about an hour ago. I got some pizza. I am ready to go. We have got to get the rear of the car jacked up. We've got to get the gas tank drained. Fortunately, that gas tank is plastic, so we don't have to worry about rust or any of that, thank God. So yeah, let's get on with it.
After jacking it up and sweeping out who knows how many decades of dust from underneath, I decided to look in the back seats and made a pretty interesting discovery. I noticed that the child lock is engaged on this rear door, and you can see by the cobwebs on it that it's not been touched in a really long time. I think this thing is still engaged from when I was a kid, sitting back here being driven around by my grandparents. That's mental. Okay, so on to draining the gas. This is important because the gas has been sitting for as long as the car has been sitting, so anywhere from 10 to 15 years, and I don't want a bunch of old, junky, varnishy gas getting into the fuel system and potentially causing even more issues.
Oh, I can smell it. Ooh, that is strong. I barely cracked the seal on it. Oh, that smells f***ing bad, dude. Every size of wrench, except the one that you need.
I decided to move up top to remove the 2 bolts that were holding the filler neck in place. It's actually behind the license plate. The license plate folds down out of the way, and that's how you fill up gas on these cars. Pretty interesting. With the filler neck unbolted, it's going to be a lot easier to get that rubber hose moved out of the way so I can get into that gas tank. I then continued backing off the rubber hose, which seemed to release some sort of pressure. With the flexibility of the filler neck unbolted, I was then able to get it completely removed.
Ah, there we go. Just put that up and out of the way, something like that. I did get 2 5-gallon fuel tanks, or fuel canisters. One for old gas, and one for new gas. So we'll just get as much gas as we can into this, and then I have some fuel system cleaner. We'll mix that into the new gas, and then we'll just put 5 gallons of fresh gas back in this once we get as much drained out of here as we can. I can hear liquid sloshing around. There we go. There's something. There's that old gas. This is working well.
Over the next 10 or 15 minutes, I laid there siphoning about 5 gallons of gas out of the tank. I was surprised how well this worked for it being such a hack job.
Getting high on f***ing old gas fumes, dude. Oh my god. Nobody fart. This place is gonna go up. While I'm down here, covered in old gasoline and leaves, why don't you hit the like button? Thanks, I appreciate it.
Eventually, I started pulling a lot of bubbles and air, so while the tank wasn't completely drained, with my current setup, I figured that was probably as much as I was gonna get.
Alright, so I'm basically getting bubbles now. I don't think I've got the tank fully drained, but we're right up here. So I think you can see our old gas is about up to here. So that's probably about 4.5 or so gallons. I'm gonna reconnect our battery so that we can get our fuel gauge turned on the dash and see how much fuel we actually have in the tank, assuming it's accurate, or even works. No. Oh, no.
Fortunately, the gas gauge seems to be working correctly, and even though we have about a quarter tank of old gas remaining, it should be fine once we get the new gas and fuel cleaner into the system.
So it absolutely reeks in here from that old gas. That should be up to code.
Next, I stuffed an empty gas can into the backseat of my car because I don't have a proper truck and went to one of the only gas stations still open at midnight in this sleepy town to fill up some fresh gas. What I didn't realize is that I didn't have any fuel system cleaner to dump into my new gas, and everywhere was well closed by now. So once again, I called it a night, set up an inflatable mattress like a squatter, and resigned myself for a night in my grandparents' dingy, old, abandoned house.
Good night. Good morning. Well, it's actually 2:08 p.m., but it's morning for me. I look like shit. I think I caught something sleeping in this dingy old house. Nonetheless, I would like to see this car run today. We have things to do. I feel like shit. Fuck my life. What do we have to do? I definitely got something sleeping in this house. I feel, oh God. We need fuel cleaner. We need safety glasses. I need to inflate the tires. I need to check the coolant. Might need to flush the coolant system. And I need a box of tissues.
A couple hours and a few Tylenol later, we were back from the store with the fuel cleaner.
Oh, you can't even see my head. Can't even see my big dumb head. Let me fix that. I've had an energy drink and a Dr. Pepper. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So I just bought 2 more energy drinks. We're gonna see if that makes the cold go away. I think that's what the doctors recommend. So we got our Berryman B12 fuel system cleaner. We're just gonna pour a whole bottle into our 5-gallon tank of gas. We need a funnel. Totally not sketchy. This new okay. I was just gonna bitch and moan about the new safety feature. But clearly I'm too stupid. Oh, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, that safety release nozzle is definitely a pain, having to hold it open with one hand and having to hold the bottle with your knee to get it to flow into the gas tank with the other hand. It was just, weird. Why? So with the car turned back on, you can see that we're back up to half a tank, so the gas gauge is working, that's good. And it was time to see if the car would start.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Alright, well, we've got our next project. Alright, that's just gonna stay there. So other than our broken window here, we've got fresh gas in the tank with some fuel system cleaner in it. We've got new spark plugs. We confirmed that the engine turns over by hand. I think we're good to try to crank it over. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, arms crossed, everything crossed. I'm wondering if the battery doesn't have enough amperage to turn over the motor, because it's quite a small battery compared to the one that I took out. It seems to be cranking slower than what I'd expect. I'm gonna try one more time. We might need a bigger battery. No. That sounds like we are not getting enough cranking amps to get this motor to turn over enough to fire. Oh. Now what? My tiny little jumper cables are getting really toasty as well. I just don't think we have the amperage. One thing's for certain, these jumper cables are way too small. They are getting way too hot. This is no bueno. We gotta find a different solution. I think we might need to go get the proper battery. That's really what jump-started this whole project, was because I was like, oh, I have a spare battery laying around that I've used in other electronic projects. Why don't I just try to go jump Grandpa's Cadillac with it? And then it turned into this whole thing. And now here we are, balls deep, into Grandpa's Cadillac with the wrong battery, but we're too far in. I'm not feeling well. The car is not feeling well.
So I went out and bought a Group 78 size battery. Even though online it said it would fit, clearly it does not.
You kidding me?
So I figured to spend another 45 minutes and go back in town and get a Group 75 battery, and it eventually fit. The original size battery is the one that ended up fitting. Imagine that.
Well, look at that. Look at that. You get the battery with the right size and it fits. Isn't it? That's insane. All right, we have got the correct battery. Here goes nothing.
At this point, I'm wondering what I had gotten myself into.
I just remembered I have some starting fluid, so spray a little bit of this into the intake, see if we can at least get it to light off.
I also don't have the best balance on this crappy step stool. I sprayed a little bit of starting fluid into each side of the throttle body, and we got our first hint of progress.
Oh, yes! We got something! We got something! Okay, so the fact that she lit off means we do have spark. For some reason, I feel like we're not getting fuel. At least that's what my little amateur brain is telling me. Now I'm starting to breathe the starting fluid. I'm about to light off. The battery is good. Spark is good, I think. I don't think we're getting anything with the fuel. So where the f do we start with that? All right. Why aren't you happy? Oh. Throttle is not stuck. I am confusion. So here's one of our fuel lines that runs to the back of our throttle body. I want to get this one off. There's also a fuel line on the other side here. So I want to get this fitting off so I can maybe back this out a little bit, see if we're getting any fuel when we crank the engine over. That's my thought process anyways. Ooh! Alright. Okay, so we definitely have fuel. Oh, got a nice fucking puddle going on. Nobody fart.
I then touched a 9-volt to the terminals of the injector and got nothing.
I could not be happier to find that these are not working, because that means that we have found our issue. Nothing. No click. Looks like we get to rebuild a throttle body. Well, we found the issue. We got plenty of fuel pissing all over the engine back there when we disconnect it. Injectors not clicking. So that's next.
Hello again. It's been a couple weeks. I live over 2 hours away from here, so I have to come up here in very inconvenient little chunks and work on this car when I can. In between the last time that I worked on this car, both Christmas and New Year's have elapsed. So happy Christmas, New Year's. Hope that went well for you. I have a proper little clip-on mic now. I can walk around freely and have, hopefully, good audio. It might sound like total crap. What do you know? Halfway through the video and we finally get a proper microphone. Like I said, we're back. It's very cold outside. It's snowing. As you probably remember, because it was 2 seconds ago for you in the video, where we left off is we discovered that our throttle body injectors are not working. So we get to take the throttle body, the complete throttle body unit, off this engine. Almost tripped again. That's probably going to happen a lot. I have a table inside that we can sit down on, and I will rebuild this throttle body. The auto parts store downtown has ordered 2 new injectors for me, so those will be ready to be picked up tomorrow.
So we have got to get this contraption out tonight. The total broccoli injection needs to come out. Let's get to it. I have no idea what to do first. If you haven't realized this yet, I'm not exactly an expert. Therefore, I don't know what I'm really doing, so I kind of just have to poke at stuff. I know this is a vacuum line that needs to come off. I assume this pulls out. Yep, cool. The main thing I'm scared of is undoing these fuel lines, because I do not want fuel spraying all over the engine, or myself, or the floor. I am on the struggle bus over here. I don't even have half the right sockets that I need, or half the right wrenches that I need. I'm gonna have to use the universal nut rounder. There we go. That just comes out by hand, very good. Again, all you can see is my hands. I'm so sorry. Now this is the one that sprayed fuel everywhere last time. Although because the car's been sitting a couple weeks, maybe the fuel pressure has gone down and it won't spray fuel everywhere. Maybe wishful thinking. Oh, okay, cool. So it looks like having a couple weeks to sit, let all the fuel pressure die down. Otherwise we'd already have a big puddle sitting in there, so that's good. Got to remove our throttle cable here. That was literally the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Did I tell you that this car has already swallowed up 2 of my 10 mil sockets? I put them somewhere near the battery compartment the very first time I was up here working on this car, and I went to turn around, and would you believe it, that 2 10 mil sockets, not even doing anything, walked away. Unbelievable. Break out the old trusty Harvard fart multi-tool. Cardboard template to keep track of where the bolts go. What's really nice is I don't have fuel spraying all over the engine because this car has had a couple weeks to sit, and clearly that has allowed the fuel pressure to subside without having fuel spraying everywhere while I'm doing this. And there's a bird in the shop. There's literally a bird in the shop. Where did you come from? Where? Oh my God, it's a bat. Oh, it's so cute. Where the hell did you come from? Oh my God. Hi. Oh, he's so adorable. Wow. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, there he goes. All right, I'm gonna open the garage and let him out. It's gonna be really cold, but I should probably be sort of careful because I don't know, can bats carry rabies? I should probably be a little bit more careful, shouldn't I? Come on. Hey Google, do bats carry rabies?
According to CDC, in the US, bats are the most commonly reported animals to have rabies. Bats with rabies are found in all US states, except for Hawaii. Most people in the US who die of rabies were exposed to a bat with rabies.
Yep, there you go. Go, no. Out, go out. Oh my God. Well, he's on top of the garage now. Oh, come on. Give him a tap next to it. Please leave, please leave, please leave. Oh, for the love of God. Please leave, please leave, please leave. There you go, yep, okay. Bat's gone. All right. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video, leave a bat emoji in the comments. How did a bat even get in here? All right. There's our gasket. A little bit of gas. Here's our old gasket. It's a 1993 gasket right there. Water, because staying hydrated is cool. Whew, it already smells like varnish in here. All right, now that my living quarters are fully engulfed in varnish fumes, let's begin. All right, that's all of our screws removed. There we go. Look at that. Wow. I told you I know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, this has a spring in it. I guess I just gotta keep pressure on this while I undo these bolts so that the spring does not fly out into my face. Oh, that's a bit of a strong spring. It hurts my hand. So there's our fuel pressure regulator. Here's our 2 fuel injectors, of course, which is the whole reason we're rebuilding this thing. Yep, as I've said before, these should be clicking when I test them with a 9-volt. They are definitely not. You can see here, actually, that part of the gasket is broken. So it's a good thing that we're going in here and rebuilding this. Yeah, this is just turned into brittle plastic or something. There we go. Let's gently work it back and forth. And there it comes. I don't know. I mean, these are from 1993, and they're clearly not working. So I guess the only thing is to replace them. I was hoping to maybe soak them in some brake clean or something, but I don't really have the amount of brake clean to be able to do that. And I think it's time to just put new ones in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these gaskets cleaned up.
I used a razor blade to get the parts of the gasket that were still stuck on removed, and then I used some 600 grit sandpaper to get a nice clean surface on the mating surface. Once that was all shiny and cleaned up, I used some Scotch-Brite on the remaining surfaces just to get some of that old gasoline varnish removed before I put all the new gaskets back in.
So here's the surfaces cleaned up. They're not perfect, obviously. Just for getting the car running. This should be fine. I'm gonna go out into the garage again and rinse it out with brake clean. Where are my safety McGlarses? There they are. Do you like the garbage bins in the background? It just keeps getting better and better. This is luxury. Oh, it's so bloody cold. They're not perfect, but they're a lot better than what they were. And we've got our gasket surface there, nice and cleaned off. Same on this piece. So I'm gonna clean up my mess, drink some water, and inflate my little bed, and go to sleep. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, we are back from the auto parts store. It is 2:30 p.m. Took a hot minute for them to get to the auto parts to me. That's okay, because they are here now. Literally roll up our sleeves and let's get into it. So I've got a gasket rebuild kit here. There we go. That's what they should sound like. So there's a little O-ring on the end of the injector here that goes down into a lip at the bottom. And then there's this O-ring here that goes around the top. So we're gonna simply put this top O-ring in. The old fuel injector was flush with the end of this part here, and this is sitting inside recessed a little bit. I don't know if that's gonna throw things off. Oh boy, I don't think that's it. Something is not right.
I was initially thrown off because when I put the new injectors in, the top half was not lining up flush with the bottom half, and there was a gap much thicker than what the gasket would have been able to take up. But after looking online and reconfirming that I got the right part, I tried again, and it turns out I was just being too timid, and the part just needed gently pressed into place. So I just used the screws to gently clamp the two halves of the throttle body together, and you can see that we finally were able to successfully seat our new injectors. So another crisis averted. I was just being too timid.
Yeah, there we go. So these are now sitting flush with the end like they should be. Now that I know that these are the right ones, I can go ahead and take these back out and keep rebuilding the rest of this. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
The new membrane for the fuel pressure regulator was deforming so severely when I would put the spring pressure on it that it made it impossible to get any of the holes lined up.
This is borderline impossible. What? What about the old one? Does the old one fight me like this? No. I would like to use the new one, but I just don't see how that's ever going to get on there properly.
I ended up reusing the old membrane just to get the car back up and running again.
But I guess if if reusing this old gasket is an issue, we'll find out. Fuel pressure regulator is reinstalled. We've got a little gasket that goes here. We have this gasket that goes around our fuel pressure regulators. And finally, reconnect both halves. Also, as much as I would like to know the proper torque spec for these sorts of things, I cannot seem to find any documentation online. I can't find any factory service repair manuals for a 1993 Fleetwood Brougham, at least nothing that's free. I have seen people suggest using AllData, which is a subscription service, which I might be able to find what I need on there. So depending on how involved this Cadillac project becomes, I might look into that. But for now, good and tight will have to suffice. There is a point where you can feel where they don't really want to turn anymore, and you want to get to just that point, but nothing beyond it. And that should be good. Ooh, even the tools are cold. All right, so first we gotta start by fishing this fuel fitting back in between the line. Ooh, that's tight. That doesn't feel right. I'm trying not to cross thread this, please. Thank you. That doesn't feel right. Nope. Why won't you? Oh my God, no. Oh, I have cross threaded the fucking thing. How did I do that? No. No. Oh, you. It's that very first thread there. All right, crisis averted. I was able to use a flathead screwdriver and just sort of clean up a little bit of the valley of the thread that I got a little bit bent over. This is a massive pain in the butt though. These lines are like just trying to get in your way. Yep, a lot more room to get that one in though. All right, now I can start to get these fuel lines connected. I believe one line is return and one line is pressurized from the pump. Come on. Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? No? Good. Neither can I. And finally, our throttle cable. Get that reconnected. All right, well, as far as what we need to get this thing fired up, I believe that is everything. Just gonna make sure these fuel lines are nice and tight. Everything is reconnected. New throttle bodies are in. Everything is bolted back down. All of our hoses and clips and whatever are plugged back in. Whew. I'm nervous. Is this thing ready to fire? Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. All right, this garage door only goes all the way up or completely closed. So, talk about a cold start. Yes! Oh my God, we did it! We did it! Yes! We did it. Grandpa's Cadillac is running again. Wow, this thing has not been running in, oh, at least a decade. The rear end is up on jack stands, so I'm just gonna shift it into gear. Oh yeah! Yeah, it's working. Brake pedal does not sink to the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat on. How do you work? Oh my God. Like she was parked yesterday. Oh my God. I don't even feel cold anymore. Who cares about the cold? We still have the glamorous trash cans. Hope you enjoy the view. All right. Cold be damned. Oh. Okay. Super sketchy. Super sketchy. Gotta be quick. Super sketchy. Gotta be quick. Whew. Okay, any other tools that I'm leaving in the engine bay? Let's just leave the hood cracked open like that. Let's go find our keys again. All right, cold be damned. Let's take her on her first drive that she's had in I don't even know how many years. All the tires are still holding air. That's kind of a miracle in and of itself. Time to adjust the mirrors. Currently on Grandpa's setting. The window does not go up, so it's going to be a bit of a cold drive. That's okay. The heat works though, so there's that. Oh my God. This is difficult to see out of. Oh my God. No wonder old people drive slow in these things. You can't see anything. Oh my God, we're doing it. We're moving. We're moving. Damn, this thing is big. It's extra sketchy because of the snow. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my God! I'm driving Grandpa's Cadillac. Oh, this thing has no grip. This thing... Oh, this thing has no grip. That's amazing. Wow. And the sun is out. The heat works pretty good, so it's actually not that bad even with the window stuck down. She is back running and driving. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Oh, got the heat cranked. Even with the stuck window, it's... There we go. And she's off. Oh. Seriously? You sprayed my ass with salt. Yes. Now I just gotta get this thing back up the driveway without losing traction. Get her back into the garage. Oh. There we go. All right, it is so cold. I did it. All right, so after our successful first run, the engine is nice and warm, which is now the perfect time to drain our oil. I'm gonna readjust my bedding here. Luxury. This is luxury we're working with. Where's my oil filter wrench? All right, cheers. Here's the crawling around on the dirty floor. Oh, where's my socket? Found it. So now that our engine is warmed up, it's time to drain the oil. Oh, shit. Why is it not? Shit. The oil was not draining into the oil tray properly because the cheap plastic had little bits still stuck in the drain holes. So the oil was about to overflow all over onto the floor. So we almost had a huge mess. Oh my God. All right, can we drain the rest of the oil? Oh, thank God I brought lots of brake clean. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and call that good. Onto the oil filter. Come on. There we go. Lots of warm goo. I can't even get my gloves off because the other glove has so much oil on it. Goo! Oh, I kind of want to take a nap under here. All right, time for the new oil filter that I conveniently left inside. All right, we've got our new filter ready to go on. Some old oil, of course. Make sure there's a little bit on the ring here. On you go. Hand tight, that's it. So this is essentially gonna be a flush. This oil is not gonna be in this car for any amount of time. So I got super cheap Super Tech. This was $18 at Walmart. Where's my funnel? So I thought I brought a funnel for the oil, but I don't think I did. So we're gonna just go for it and spill it all over the side of the engine. Oh, that's a mess. All right, now that we have successfully made the most gargantuan mess, I have successfully made a mess of myself. Oh my God, it's such a mess. It's like a child, honestly. I'm unsure how much of this motor flush to add, and I don't want to have too much oil in the engine. Certainly don't want to overfill the engine, so I'm going to do, there. We'll call that good. That's kind of nice. Clicks like a gas can. So I'm going to go clean myself up and clean up my mess, and then let the engine idle for about 5 minutes, and then we get to do it all again. Okay, it's been another couple weeks. You know the deal at this point. Fortunately, it is not 10,000 million minus degrees outside. Let's see, we put new oil in the engine. Off camera, I have let it run and idle for a little bit because we put that motor flush in it. Tonight's objective is fairly simple. We just have to, the motor is still warm. I ran into town and got some Red Bull. So the motor is still warm. We're gonna drain this super cheap oil that has the motor flush additive in it. And then we're gonna put some nice Mobil 1 oil in here. I brought a funnel this time. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. And we're gonna put all the air cleaner bits back on, connect up a couple of these vacuum hoses that go to it so that we don't have any raging vacuum leaks. While I was letting this idle off camera, I think we got a little bit of a smoke screen issue going on back there at the muffler. I'm hoping that's just because this hasn't ran in a decade, so maybe the rings will come back around and it'll figure itself out, or not, and we'll be that guy driving down the road with a big smoke cloud behind them. What I would like to do, the ultimate objective for this evening, is once we get the oil drained and the new oil put in, all the bits put back on, is slide on into town real smooth like with our very expired registration and grab us some pizza. I think that's an appropriate first maiden voyage for this old rig. Oh, but other than that, there is a cop right outside this neighborhood sitting and watching people, so that might make things a little bit interesting. Let's not worry about that yet. Let's get this oil drained. Let's get this front tire back on and do our little sneaky pizza run, huh? Oh, I don't even have my gloves on. I don't even have anything. We ain't got nothing. Oh, come on. Why is it always true? You buy something to replace the thing you lost, and you immediately find the thing you lost. Without fail, every time. So now I have 6 oil funnels instead of 3. That's great. Oh my God, those are mouse turds. Those are fresh too. Wow. Oh, we're gonna pretend like we didn't see that. Just brush them out of the way. Okay, here we go again. Ooh, fresh spider web. That's nice. Just lay here and take another nap while we wait for that to drain. Anybody have to pee suddenly? I have to say, for an Ohio car, especially from '93, it is not that bad under here. Like, it's just surface rust. Granted, there's a bit of it, but like all the structural components, all the control arms, all the frame, I mean, it's just surface rust. One thing I'm noticing as I'm laying under here, every single inch of this steering linkage is absolutely covered in grease. I don't know if it's leaking out of all the ball joints or what, but it's an absolute mess under here. Huh, now looking at this drain plug, it looks like there's some sort of failing rubber gasket that's on here. That's definitely gonna leak. Great. Click. If I can. Oh, this doesn't bode well. Did I put this on too tight? I definitely put that on too tight. How in the hell? Oops. Okay. Our new filter. Put some oil around the ring, of course. Snug. So here's our funnel that we now have 6 of because we bought more because we thought we lost the original pair, but of course we didn't because we found the one that we thought we lost when we bought the thing to replace the thing that we thought we lost, and now we have duplicates of. Put that right in there. Drink up. Satisfying oil cap click. Possibly some of the easiest. Oh, there I am. Hi. Let me grab the air cleaner bits, throw them back on. Ooh, I got a new air filter. So that'll be nice. Put the air cleaner bits back on. Make sure we got this accessory stuff hooked up. Get her back down on the ground and see if we can sneak into town to get some pizza. I don't remember how this goes on here. Sure. Okay, where do you go? That's the best way to rebuild a car. Just that kind of looks like it goes there. Click. Rebuilding. Yes, I watch a lot of Derek from Vice Grip Garage. If you're recognizing some of the mannerisms at this point. Thank you for noticing. We have this little thing. I have no idea where this goes. What on earth is this? That couldn't be important, could it? We're just gonna act like we didn't see that. That goes there, sure. That goes there. Bow, 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 bow. Brand new filter in the grimy air cleaner. And we'll just reattach our snorkel. I've learned that this is called. All right, that is pretty much everything back together as far as what we need to get the car driving down the road. I gotta go put the license plate back on. Not that it matters too terribly much. Actually, let's go check the registration date on that license plate, huh? Expires on October 24th, 2016. It's a bit dated. You can see I fixed the window, and by fixed, I mean held it and tried not to pinch my fingers while I raised it up. So that's gonna stay there. Yeah, Don't let me forget that I left my battery terminal wrench on that step stool over there. What am I forgetting? I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. God, she is dusty. The ever-present trash cans. Sorry about that. I've missed you. It's not as smoky. There's some condensation, of course, but maybe that is smoke. Question is, will we get past the cop? Dude, this thing has like seat heaters. It's got upper, middle, and lower lumbar adjustment. It's got 2-position seat memory. Dude, this was fancy back in the day. I'm gonna get all the leaves off of myself. I think the first thing we'll do is go that way around to the gas station, because the cop is that way, and the gas station is that way, so we'll go over there. This will be her first real drive. Not down the street, but actually to a place, the ever-present trash bin. Safety first. Passenger side window works, so that's good. Reverse. This is really hard to see. Oh wait, we need lights. We need lights. Damn it. All right. Drive. You know what? We're gonna have to turn that off. That's gonna have to be good enough. All right. First official drive. Wow. I am super sorry about the lighting, but this is the best we can do with me being able to see the road. I mean, she rides like a
floaty Cadillac. Brakes, we got brakes. That's one better than Derek. Do we have brights? Where's our brights? Oh, we got the seat heater too. Dude, we're in 93, we got the seat heater going. 1993 seat heater, still works. Blinker works, I think. Man, this thing rides nice. All right, which side is the fuel gauge on? Oh, right. Neither, it's in the back. Stick her right up the rear end to fill her up. Oh man, this is exciting. This is the first gas station stop this car has probably had in, oh, who knows how long. Probably since 2016. Park. She is definitely a smoker. Oh man, bit of a smoker. Not sure if that's condensation or if that's oil or what. Gotta move to the other pump real quick. They're wanting to pay inside at this pump. I don't want to talk to people. You kidding me? Please start. Yes. Good car. Good old Cadillac. Please don't make me pay inside. Yes. Social interaction successfully avoided. All right, let's try this again. Her first fuel up. Ooh, a little crunchy. Ironically enough, my attempt at avoiding social interaction failed, as within 3 minutes of being parked at the pump, somebody already came up to me and wanted to talk about the Cadillac.
Here's your Caddy.
93?
93.
Just got it up and running.
My daughter cruises in a 91 Caprice wagon.
Oh, nice, nice. Wagon.
Yeah.
Same platform, yeah.
So, yeah, I pulled in. The boy goes, Dad, look at the old. What is that? That's an old Caddy.
93 Fleetwood Brougham.
What motor?
350, small block.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not stock then.
No, that's stock.
Yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
Stock?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's got like 300 pound-feet. It's only got like 200 horsepower, but
Yeah, I gotta say,
yeah.
not a lot of horse. So your gas cap is still on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty cool. Old car. We like it.
Oh, I love it. What's that saying? If your car doesn't start a conversation at the gas station, you're driving the wrong vehicle. So glad I got that on video. Hell yeah. It's first gas stop, and we already started the conversation. Starts right up. God, I love this car. All right, let's go back to the house, go out in the Camry real quick, and we're gonna check to see if the cop is still there. 5 minutes of stopping, it's already a conversation starter. That's amazing. So I placed our order for the pizza. Oh, there we go, there's some light. And we are gonna sneak our way downtown. This car is very floaty, very, very floaty. So the cop was sitting right there a couple hours ago and he's gone now. So we're just gonna sneak on into town. This is awesome though. Looking out over the hood, we got the Cadillac emblem sticking up. It's nice to have that lumbar support. I'm gonna hit 30 in 2 months. I'm getting old. My back needs support. Oh, there's a sheriff right there. I think we got a few minutes until our pizza's ready. All right, pizza is acquired. Starts right up. We're gonna scoot on back to the house. Got a WRX sitting there, that's pretty cool. Tonight is a good night. Yeah, everything about this car is just like it was parked yesterday. It just needed a little bit of love. Little bit of love. All I have to do now is to eat pizza and go to bed. There we go. We have made it back. What a great car. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I sure have learned a lot about less modern cars. Not that this is the oldest car in the world, but throttle body injection and small blocks. I started off not knowing really anything about any of this stuff, and I still don't really know what I'm doing. But I have managed to get a car that has sat for probably a decade back on the road again. This afternoon, I actually took this thing over and drove to my relative's house I haven't seen in a few years, and it was because of this car. So yeah, this video is gonna end here. This is not the last that you're gonna see of this car by any means. This car is a rolling project. There is so much to be done on this car. This is really just the beginning. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I hope you enjoyed. I don't know how long this video has gotten. Check back later very soon for a lot more adventures. We gotta fix this window. We gotta fix the window. We gotta fix the taillights. We gotta put on new tires. We gotta put in a new fuel pump. Not a new fuel pump, but a new fuel filter. What else do we have to do?